Negroes in America is going places. The governor's mansion. The White House. Negroes in America is going places.
See, we got folks in this country that don't want to talk about the substantive issues that all of us face. The things that we just talked about, that wide open border, the precarious place we find ourselves with safety and security on the world stage. They don't want to talk about your pocketbook. They don't want to talk about the fact that your children are in schools where we spend millions upon millions upon millions of dollars for those schools, and the children can't read on the grade level. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the fact that every single solitary policy that they propose and then pass yields horrible results. They don't want to talk about it. Why? Because it proves an essential truth. It proves an essential truth. What is that truth? The simple truth of the matter is this. They call us the right. We sit on the right. And we not only get called the right and call ourselves the right and sit on the right, we are right.
They don't want to talk about it. It's in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures. But they don't want to talk about it. The left is a fool and the right is right. Ecclesiastes 10:2 says, "The heart of the wise inclines to the right, but the heart of the fool to the left." To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Scripture.
We are right about every single solitary issue. When we say, shut that border down and deport those who are dangerous to our country, we are right. When we say, children should not be sexualized, we are right. And this nation knows it. When we say that it's your money, you earned it, you worked for it, the government should not be picking your pocket, we are right. See, we are right. Too many of us are ashamed to be right, though. Some of us, we go to work and folks start talking about politics and start standing up saying, I think Joe Biden's doing a wonderful job. And he's a nice man, because that President Trump is just mean. I just don't like the things that he says. He's just mean and arrogant, and he's a bully. If I hear that one more time, I am going to go crazy. This man is fighting. Let's list the people he's fighting. He's fighting almost the entire news media. He's fighting all the Democrats. He's fighting all the communists. He's fighting all the socialists. He's fighting all of our enemies across the ocean. And sadly, he's fighting half the Republicans. How is this man a bully? How is he a bully?
Here on this channel, we believe in that. Ecclesiastes 10:2, that the right is right and that the left is fools. It's my motto. Right there. Lieutenant Governor, you are right, we are right. And me, I am right. And I ain't ashamed to say it. I ain't ashamed to scream it out. I ain't ashamed to shout it out. We are right, I am right, we are right. I ain't ashamed of it. I am on the right, and I ain't ashamed of it. Lieutenant Governor, you are right, we are right. And me, I am right. And I ain't ashamed to say it. I ain't ashamed to scream it out. I ain't ashamed to shout it out. We are right, I am right, we are right. I ain't ashamed of it. I am on the right, and I ain't ashamed.
See, we hear that at work sometimes, some of us, and we're a little shy about stepping up, standing up, saying anything. People look at us and say, why are you a Republican? We say, well, you know, my mom voted Republican. I like Ronald Reagan. I think he did a great job, and I like Reagan. And so that's why I'm a Republican. We shy away from the truth. We don't want to look at that person and say, you know, well, wasn't it the Republican Party that was formed to stand up for the republic? Not the democracy like you see played on the news every day. You see, them folks want a democracy. They want the mob to rule. They don't want this republic. And they don't want Republicans standing up for the republic. You're going to tell them that, yeah, wasn't it? Well, they say, well, the Republican Party is the party of old white men. It ain't coming off. And while we're on that subject, wasn't it the Republican Party that fought a war to free the slaves? How many Jim Crow laws were passed by Republicans? Wasn't it the Republicans who ended Jim Crow?
Old white men. Well, I got news. I've got some news, friend. I ain't old. I ain't a man. And I surely ain't white. So, the Republican Party has some new faces. And they just might be colored folks. Old white men. Nope, not at all. This is the party of Frederick Douglass. This is the party of Abraham Lincoln. This is the party that fought to free Black people from slavery. This is the party that went to war to abolish slavery. Those were Republicans. Those were Christian conservatives. And that's why I am a Frederick Douglass Republican. That's why I am a conservative Christian. That's why I am in this fight to save this country, just like Mark Robinson. Yeah. I can't get it off, friends. I can't get it off. It's not coming off. It can't come off. It can't come off.
Then you can take it even further and say, so you're a Democrat. Why are you a Democrat? You know the Democrats were the ones that were in favor of slavery. They were the ones in favor of the Confederacy. They were the ones that created Jim Crow. They are the ones that made the laws. And they are the ones that fought like hell to keep them until they found out a different way to enslave people. Instead of giving them welfare, instead of giving them slave shacks and shackles, they decided they were going to give them welfare checks and the ghetto. You see, there are truths that nobody wants to talk about. Not the news media, not the college professors. I'm getting excited up here, guys. Not the college professors. Nobody wants the front row. Y'all better watch out, bro. Woo! Spitting fire up here today. Y'all better watch out. Nobody wants to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it, and you should too. You should run and go tell the good news of why you're a Republican. You can take it all the way back to 1860 and bring it all the way up right now to 2020. You look at the states that are run by Republicans. Look at what Sarah Huckabee Sanders is doing in Arkansas. Look at what Glenn Youngkin is doing in Virginia. Look at what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida and Greg Abbott is doing in Texas. Look at what the Republican legislature in North Carolina is doing and has done since 2010. And while we're on that subject, think about what North Carolina will do when Mark Robinson is the Republican governor.
Seen that, heard that, good. Well, I'm proud to be a Republican. Yes, I'm proud to be a Republican. Oh, I'm proud to be a Republican. Yes, I'm proud to be a Republican. Yeah!